Heidi from Burbank, California writes, "Hello, Michael. I have a lot of Protestant friends and I want to tell them how beautiful it is being Catholic, but don't know how to go about sharing." Any idea?
Well, as far as sharing, it's interesting that she brings that up because I've written a number of
Yeah,
tracts.
talk about that because that's kind of your
Yes,
little
I,
postulate of
I've
sorts.
yes, I've written a series of what I call gospel tracts. They're the Catholic equivalent of some of the tracts that our evangelical friends use. This is the latest one, fresh off the presses. It's called "Whom Do You Say That I Am?" It's about the divinity of Christ, who is Jesus, and there's a whole series of these I've written about Mary, about purgatory, about salvation, a number of different topics that are very good for sharing. If you're not comfortable with talking to somebody about your faith, you don't have to. You just give them one of these. And our evangelical friends will leave these on a table with a tip. They'll put them in mail. They'll hand them out in mass. No pun intended, in mass. But that's what these are designed. They're very, very short. They're very inexpensive and so forth, but they're designed for exactly that purpose. And the tracts cover a wide range of topics that impact on the Catholic Church and where we differ with Protestantism and why someone should consider the Catholic faith. Outside of that, there's a whole swarm of books that I could recommend to you. From a historical perspective, there's a book called Triumph,
Sure.
The Power and Glory of the Catholic Church. It was also written by a convert,
Right.
Henry Crocker,
Yep.
and it's phenomenal.
Been on the show.
It
so
is the best history book I have ever read. It reads like a novel. Once you start, you have a hard time putting it down. There's another one, kind of a companion volume. It's called How the Catholic Church Built Western Civilization, that goes into more things about math and science and economics and government and some of these other things that the Catholic Church has really has shaped so much of our understanding of these subjects. And there's just a wide variety of topics. You've written a number of things as well, Marcus. And
Well, one thing I thought I'd mention as you were bringing up the rapture idea, that we have Paul Thigpen's book on the rapture trap. We also have Dave Curry's book just called Rapture, which really give all the history, all this behind that are both, if you're wondering about the end times, if you wonder if you've bought into some less than orthodox views, both those books would help bring you back
there's
on track.
actually, if you can find it, there's an out-of-print Bible commentary that was written by a Presbyterian that is probably one of the most Catholic commentaries I've ever read. It's a commentary on the Book of Revelation. It's called Days of Vengeance by I can't even remember his name.
Here you
now.
go.
But it's a phenomenal
You can do
work.
a search on that on the internet. Days of Vengeance.
It's a phenomenal work. It's probably out of print now, but you might be able to find it. And he had such an understanding of the Catholic faith. He passed away not too long ago. But if he hadn't passed away when he did, I'm sure he would have come into the church because he was very close from his theology and so forth. And that totally debunks the rapture theory. It debunks the millennial theories and so forth. And again, it's amazing how Catholic the book actually is. David Chilton, that's his name, David Chilton.
Right.